Hi everyone, I'm Simon from Pearlywinks Craft Supplies, and I'm going to be showing you how to use the different tools and functions within Atelier. So let's head over and find out what they can do. So inside of your Atelier, it will load up in portrait mode like so. And you'll see over on the left hand side you have your tools. So today we're going to be working with our transform tools. Nothing's there at the moment, but as soon as we load an image into the main area, you will see that some tools become visible in this section. So I'm going to be using petals and plumage, so I'm going to select a background paper from there. So there's quite a few different backgrounds, and for this one I'm going to use this one. So you can see it loads up in full screen there. However, what it does is really clever, so I'm just going to delete that, and I'm just going to change the page to landscape, and I'm going to pop that same picture in, and you will see that it loads it automatically to as big as it can. It'll either be tall or wide depending on the orientation of the image you're trying to import into the program. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to keep it in that because that's set up for my card mode. As you can see, I've got a line down the center there. What that does, that breaks the page into two so that you can work, basically create a card ready to print, an A5 card. So I'm going to select my image. As you can see, it's not going to print out very nicely there. If I go to my print preview, it's just basically going to show that corner of the page. It'll just take a second to generate, so you can just see it's just part that in there. So I'm going to close that. That's not where I want it. I'm going to then go down to my alignment tool, and I'm going to center that, and I'm going to pop it over to the right. So just over to the right is just to the right of that line. So that shows me that's going to be my card front. If I want to then change the size of it or change the positioning of it, I can do that here using the positioning section, or I can change the size here. I can also change the size and position by dragging it or by dragging the handles. And as you can see, it will automatically drag from the furthest point. So if I select over here, that side's going to stay the same position. So if I align that to the left, I can drag, and it's only going to change that side. It's not going to change my left side because that's where it's anchored down to the page. I'm just going to reset those just so it loads back to the size that it was. You can also change the size here by inputting the number manually or using these little handles here as well, and then you can reset it. If you wanted to, say, stretch this to the full size of the page that way, so I'm just gonna, oops, sorry. If I try and do it, it's going to go way off the page. So what I would do is I press this little lock button here, which unlocks the ratios, and I can then drag that across. So that then fills my page. Just going to reset that, and I'm going to lock that. I'm going to send that to the, in fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to bring that over, and I've got a second image here, which I cut out earlier. That's just from one of our other, not in the digistamps, that's just an image that's from our focal images. So it's just one of the images that's selected from this. I've just cropped that out, but I'll be showing you how to use the crop tool a little later on in another video. So now I want to put this image in the middle of this image. So what we need to do is either click on one image, hold down shift, select the other image, or just drag right across like that, create a bounding box, and that will select both images together. Once you've done that, you'll be able to see another box opens at the bottom, and this is align to selection. So align to selection will align two or more items together. So you didn't do that very well, did I? So I'm just going to press Control and the square bracket just to send that one back, and then we can see what we're doing properly. So you can align like so. But what I want to do, I want this image in the middle of this image. So what we'll do is press middle and center, and then that centralizes that image to the center. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that down to the bottom, and then I'm going to send it to the right, and that then pops it to the right of my page. If I want, I can then rotate this. So if I wanted the bird at a different angle, I could do that by just selecting that circle up there and then drag in. If you hold down the shift key, it'll snap to your most common angles. You can also change the angle here by entering whatever angle it is that you want. Ooh. Or you can change it here, and you can numerically enter your number into there as well. So I'll just reset that. So that is basically the transform tools. So your transform tools will basically transform your image. It won't change any of the colors or anything like that, or add a shadow. Anything like that is found in your effects menu, which is the next video which I'm going to show you. I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.